There are many great stories about the making of Star Wars, tensions between Harrison Ford and George Lucas, the struggles in Tunisia, that time that George Lucas ate a goat because it wandered into his shot, but the greatest and most oft-repeated tale is how Star Wars was a bloated, disjointed mess of a film that was saved in the editing suite. Turns out getting the original vision to sing meant cutting a lot of scenes. It's probably for the best that none of these made it to the final cut, but they're more than worth a look. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are 8 awesome deleted scenes from the original Star Wars trilogy. Number 8, The Sandstorm. The beginning of Return of the Jedi is awesome, with our band of heroes blowing up the barge of the recently sex-murdered Jabba and scooting away. However, cut for time was a scene of the team returning to the Millennium Falcon in the middle of a sandstorm. You can understand why it was cropped out, it doesn't really add anything in terms of plot progression, but what it does do is give an awesome first shot of the Falcon in the movie. Large and imposing, outline hazy and all the sand, but obviously still the Falcon. It's a properly beautiful shot of a properly beautiful spaceship. Anyone out there actually fancy the Millennium Falcon? Like, just a bit? No? Cool, me neither. Number 7, more Rebel scum. Sticking with Jedi and the raid that Han, Leia and co made on the shield generator on Endor. The original version has got 2 of my favourite bits in all of Star Wars in it. First, this bit where Han throws a bag of explosives at an Empire soldier and he goes flying over the guardrail. Boop! Over he goes. Wonderful. The second is the guy who says, "You rebel scum." Here he is.
You rebel scum.
Well said, sir. Well, this whole raid was set to run a little bit longer, a bit more gunplay, a few more corridors to make the generator seem a bit bigger. Oh, and then there's this retort to the "You rebel scum" line. That is a snappy comeback from your man Solo. Number 6, Luke and Biggs. In A New Hope, Biggs Darklighter is a dude with a porn moustache who dies fairly unceremoniously, gunned down by cosmic meanie pants Darth Vader. Turns out both Biggs and his moustache featured a fair bit more in the original script. He was Luke's friend on Tatooine who had actually become a pilot for the Empire. The two chat about Biggs defecting to join the Rebel Alliance, Luke being jealous of him being able to leave Tatooine and live a life of adventure. Towards the end of the film, the two have a deep and meaningful reunion in the hangar on Yavin 4 before the big battle. Not a vital character, and Luke's story of wanting to leave Tatooine is much better and more simply told in this shot of him looking at the suns, but it's nice to know that originally Red 3's death would have meant much more. Number 5, loads more incest. Turns out there was way more sister kissing in Empire Strikes Back. There's a scene of Luke's recuperation in the Hospital, when he and Leia do plenty of leaning in and flirting. Then there's a scene at the end of the film with Leia tending to the injured Luke, and before she leaves, she gives him one more tender but definitely romantic kiss on the lips.
You stay here.
Oh dear. Oh, very dear. Number 4, Han Solo's Ladies' Man. Speaking of kissing, the original introduction to the Mos Eisley's Cantina, aka the most wretched hive of scum and villainy outside of Newcastle, was longer and featured a bunch of significant changes. There were more panning shots of the gruesome barflies, adding to the seedy atmosphere. The alien that accosts Luke and loses an arm for it is originally Cockney, which sounds bloody hilarious.
I don't like you either. You just watch yourself.
And Han Solo kisses a random alien lady. Bit of dismemberment happens at the bar, Solo looks at it, then returns to macking with a nameless space hottie. Even after tinkering with the Mos Eisley scene in later editions, adding CGI monstrosities, Lucas never found the desire to reinsert this little bit of Solo cool. Number 3, a Wampa problem. Turns out the Hoth base is infested with Wampas, the big Yeti buggers. Wampas? I think they're Wampas. There are a bunch of deleted shots of Wampas wandering around the base and a deleted revelation that they've confined the beasts to a certain room.
Ice creatures here?
Oh yes, sir. But they're being trapped, rather cleverly.
Then a genuinely hilarious deleted scene takes place. C-3PO removes the warning sticker from the Wampa room, some troopers show up, open the door, one gets yoinked inside before the other trooper goes, "Oh nope," and immediately shuts the door again. The shot of 3PO tearing the sticker even made it into the movie's theatrical trailer. Number 2, Jar Jar and the Endor Dilemma. Moff Jar Jar is the guy who promises to Vader at the beginning of Jedi that they'll double their efforts. In the finishing cut, he's a fairly bog-standard wormy officer. However, in a handful of deleted moments, he's revealed to be a bit more interesting. First of all, there's a power play between him and Vader. Big Darth wants to see the Emperor and Jar Jar denies him entrance, which is a bold but dumb thing to do. Then, in a subplot cut from the Endor battle, Jar Jar is told to blow up the Endor moon despite having troops stationed there, and he's genuinely conflicted about that.
But we have several battalions stationed on the moon.
With Vader's redemption happening elsewhere on the super space station, there's probably a bit too much Emperor second guessing going on, but it's nice to know that not every Imperial officer is a total dickhole.
Sir, moon target in range now.
Commence firing.
Number 1, Luke makes a lightsaber. This scene is A, cool, and B, a good piece of setting up for Luke's Act 3 do I Sith or do I go struggle. At the beginning of Jedi, Vader retreats to his throne room thing and reaches out to Luke, telling him to cross over to the dark side. The deleted scene then transitions to Luke tinkering with a new lightsaber, his green one. His face is all in shadow, darker than we've ever seen it, barring the audience from knowing what he's thinking, wondering if Vader's coaxing is actually having an effect. It's a bit on the nose, and the green lightsaber gets a fine debut in the finished cut, but it's a nice bit of theming, establishing the Vader-Luke connection right out of the gate. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.